Wow. How you doing? I see someone coming in here. How are you guys doing? Let's see here. That's just too dang big. We'll go with that. How you guys doing? I believe it's Friday. I think it is. I don't know. I don't keep up with these days anymore. Yeah. Well, I made it out of the house today, this afternoon. Went out to Sonic and got me a chili footlong. Yes, I did. About the only thing I'll eat from Sonic. Didn't feel like driving all the way up the front gate to get anything else, so I just whipped her in there at Sonic. Hey Joyce, how you doing? Good to see you. It's a nice, quiet evening. 68 degrees. Just chilling. Thought I'd come on here and see if anyone wanted to come up with me and have a chat. Not a whole lot to talk about. Just checking in with everybody. You know, I got to do this every now and then. Make some kind of content for Dennis. Got to keep it going. I guess Andrew is at home or somewhere. Dennis, I'm sure he's at home. Mr. Jerry, he posted a video today. Him and Sister Nancy went out for a meal. Good to see them. They look like they're doing good. If not, I hope they are. Hey Tammy, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing good. Yeah. Good enough to get out of the house, right? You know, I sit in this house just day in and day out. Just never go nowhere. One of these times I'm going to go out there and go to start the car and it's going to have a dead battery. Where am I going to be? Yeah. One of these days that's going to happen. This cold weather coming in, I can see it happening pretty soon. Yeah, it's got down maybe once or twice in the 30s. Mostly it stays in the 40s. Last night it would drop down below 60 a little bit. Like I say, right now it's 68. It's 8:30 here Central Time, and it'll probably get close to 60. I'm not sure. Apparently they're forecasting some heavy rains here pretty soon with cold weather following it. So, yay. I ain't ready for this cold weather. Older I get, the colder it gets. I have to invest in me a new house coat or something. I don't know. Get one of them, what do they call them, that you put it on like a coat, but it's like a throw. I can't remember what they call them. Well, hey, Florence. Well, thank you. I don't get that kind of response. Holy cow. Hey, Steven. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Yeah. Pretty cool. I had Dennis up here with me last time. Andrew. Always good to see them guys. especially if they come up on stage with me. That way we can sit around and have a powwow, you know? Actually talk about something instead of me just sitting around doing nothing, rattling my head. Uh-oh. I bet you ain't going to have happy kitty cats. You won't ever see me leave my county. If you do, somebody's kidnapped me. You can't even get me out of the house. I don't even go out on the porch. When I go out on the porch, it's usually to take my wagon out, and when they fill it up with groceries, bring it back in the house. Yeah, it's about the only time I get out. I have this wagon that's behind me. You can see it when I turn my camera on. I'll put it at the top of the steps. They'll put my groceries in it, and I'll just wheel it back in the house. Yeah. I might give me one of them there conveyor belts one of these days. I can stick her on the conveyor belt, and I'll bring it in the house. Yeah. Feed the cats. Well, I got a cure for that, Stephen. Put a big old bowl out there and fill it out. You have to feed them maybe once or twice. I don't know. I don't remember how many kitties you got. I got 3, you know. And they're little horses. But I have to feed them about every 2 days. If I get skimpy and not fill the bowl up, it's every day. So I fill it up. That way I can skip a day. And they'll flat let you know when it's getting close to the end of it because they'll pester me to death. Well, hey, Kenny, how you doing? Good to see you. Long time. I've just glanced at your message. I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good. You know me, I've been busy doing nothing. Yeah. That's all I do anymore. You know, Truckers TV, I shouldn't say it out loud because it's going to probably bite me in the backside. But Truckers TV is really running smooth. I know Dennis has gotten some messages sent to him, which is if they're so disgruntled, why do they even come? You know, and see the content that's on here. I think it's their life's goal just to make people mad. You know, I don't. You know, they're crazy like that. Well, hello, Miss Rebecca. How you doing? I'm doing good. Yeah, just sitting in the chilling. Ain't nothing happening. Oh, I got out. I'll run down to Sonic for. It usually takes me about 30 minutes to drive down there, get my food, and then come back. Yeah, I have. It's not as fast as it was, but I'm down to 220 right now, and but from coming from 278 to 220, I think I done pretty good. The company I was getting my meds from, that one med I take, they sent me a letter said they're not going to put me on the free list anymore, so I had to do some finagling, and but luckily I got all that taken care of. Now I'll have to pay for it, but it's to where I can afford it. It took me changing the insurance and all that mess, but in the long run, it's a better deal and a whole lot cheaper. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, I'm still on the path to losing that weight again. I'll get her taken care of. You know what's really disappointing, I think I want to say, his brother was put on the same stuff. They changed him eventually to another one, but same thing, different side effects, whatever you want to call it. And he lost a whole lot of weight. He got below 200. Granted, he wasn't as heavy as I was to start with, but he got to looking sick. He lost so much weight, and that was 6 months. I thought he was sick, but he said he wasn't, and luckily he wasn't. He was just losing that much weight. He, of course, was just got divorced, going through it, and not eating nothing. He'd eat I think he said a Snicker bar, or that's it. He'd try to get something to eat, and he wouldn't eat it. So he started dating Little Debbie. Yeah. But anyway, he lost quite a bit of weight, and he started looking sickly, and he leveled off, and he started gaining weight back a little bit, but he looked better. He looks better now than he did. He didn't gain a whole lot, just a couple of pounds, a few pounds. And I think he's kind of like me. He's fluctuating. But anyway, it's a good deal. I'm glad I got put on it, because I did shed a lot of weight that I need to get rid of. It wasn't healthy for me. But I guess if I'd actually get up and do something, walking up and down the steps, that would help a whole lot. I just don't do it. Boy, if you could lose weight by running your mouth, I know I could do that. Think of the calories I could burn. Yeah. But I hope everybody's had a good week so far. Everybody doing good. If you got anything planned for the weekend, be safe out there and be careful and have a good time. Go out and spend that money. I know a lot of local places could use your money for the sport, Now, I'm not talking about chains. I'm talking mom and pop places. We had this one cafe out here that I'd went there for years. I mean, I don't know how many years, probably 20, 30 years. Probably 40 years. 40 years. And the last 10 of it, my dad and I would go to for breakfast most of the time on Friday mornings. And but the pandemic came, they closed doors, and Terry, the owner, he decided he'll just go ahead and retire, and he never opened it back up. But that's the places I'm talking about. Some place you can go out down and have coffee with the guys and visit, keep up with each other. And man, I miss that. A lot of good people there that we'd have breakfast with. But no, we don't have any place like that out here anymore. That was the last of them. There's up past the front gate of the village, they call it a restaurant, cafe. They suck. It ain't nothing southern about it, other than the good old boys and gals that come in there to eat that stuff, because it ain't worth eating, in my opinion. Yeah, the only thing, when the boy was playing baseball, there's a boys and girls club just next door to it, and be out there watching the boy and the other teams playing ball. And They were always cooked. One of their specialties was, I don't know if it is still. I hadn't had it since it's changed hands, but was liver and onions, the calf liver and onions. You could be out there at that ball field, you could smell it cooking, and I always said that they just somehow had that smell in a bottle. They just spray it and it'd come out of the exhaust fans, because it was constant. Whether there was cars in the parking lot, whether they was open, you could still smell that liver and onions cooking. And boy, it took me several years to eat there because I'd had heard stories about it and all, and I think I've maybe had a hamburger there once or twice, and yeah, it wasn't that impressive. But let's see, the boy and I went up there. I met him up there one day when after a doctor's visit a few months ago, and we had lunch together. And what did I have? Oh, I had a hamburger. I'll tell you what, that was pretty fit to eat. A whole lot better than that stupid McDonald's or Sonic burgers. And then, what was it, last Thanksgiving? Yeah, last Thanksgiving I got turkey and dressing from there for Thanksgiving. And prime rib. I've ate prime rib before, but theirs was awful. I mean, it sucked. No other way to put it. So I wasn't too impressed. Even their breakfast is not that good. How in the world can you mess up eggs and bacon and supposedly hash browns? A lot of places when they have home fries or the supposedly southern fried potatoes. Now they had Cajun seasoned cubed potatoes. That might go good in Louisiana and them other states down there, but not to me. That ain't what Mama cooked me. Grandma didn't cook that in her house. She had home fries, by God, it was cut up potatoes right there and fried in bacon grease with some onion and salt and pepper, and that was it. That's what I'm talking about. Well, hey there, Margaret. How you doing? Yeah, let's see, Michelle. Hey there, girl. What are you up to? Now, last chat, Michelle, you and your aunt both, and Lisa was on here, and neither one of you came on stage. So I'm waiting for y'all to show up. Yuck. Michelle or Deborah, what are you doing, girl? What's yuck? The Cajun seasoned cubed potatoes or fried potatoes? There's a very few things that I crave and wish I'd get myself up and cook. And homemade fried potatoes is one of them. I bought a bag of them frozen potato brine or whatever they call that. And hey, Jimmy, how you doing? Good to see you, brother. But look at her, another Margaret. How you doing, Margaret? What is that, goose tree or I'm sorry, I don't mean to butcher it up. Yeah, the fried potatoes, fried eggs, and bacon grease. Homemade biscuits cooked in bacon grease. uh, what else? If it's cooked in bacon grease, I miss it. And I just don't cook on a stovetop no more. Well, I'm glad to see that, Margaret. Good, glad you're doing good. But that's one thing I miss is that stuff. All it takes is me to get on my tail and get her done, right? So a couple of chats ago, we had talked about, and I'm gonna put the monkey on you guys' back. We talked about making up some subjects, some conversation subjects. Remember? Yeah, I know you remember. And you guys were supposed to give me some topics to discuss or talk about. And so let's hear them. Let's see what you got. I was scrolling through Facebook like I always do just before I set this up to have this chat. And I noticed that there was a shooting. I'm assuming it was at a college, and two coaches were shot and killed. I didn't open up the article because I was trying to hurry to get through to get this started. But that was something. That's how crazy this world is. It's not just kids, and it's everywhere. You're just not safe. It doesn't matter where you go, whether it's a school, a church, a shopping center, or just really driving anywhere. People taking pop shots at you because something that they think you did to them. It is a crazy, crazy world. Yeah, how is the missus, Kenny? Yeah, you taking care of her? Let's see here. Well, I noticed that the government just has finally opened back up for business. Glad to see that. I know that they had already started taking measures to get things. Well, the people get their food and the police protection and all that, military and stuff. So I was glad to see that. And I think a lot of the shutdown it finally ended because the Trump administration was doing things to get America going back, and Democrats wasn't nothing they could do about it. So, did I say Democrats? I mean the left side. Excuse me. And so we got it opened back up. I was glad to see that, and maybe we can get back on track to cleaning up America. Right? Let's get this country going back the way it should be. I know it. And Kenny, that's why I'm packed. I could be in the bathroom. I still have my piece with me. I don't care who you are. You bust through that door. Yeah, I'm not going to give you opportunity. I guarantee you. I bet, Margaret. Well, we went to school with a boy and his sister. Their last name was Cook. Harold was his first name. I can't remember his sister's name, but his sister was pretty wild. Harold, he had to keep himself as clean as possible because he is quarterback for the football team, the high school ball team. Now, when he wasn't on the field, there's no telling what he was involved in, but on the field, pretty good coach or quarterback. That's a fact, you know. You are so right, Deborah, because I'm not giving anybody opportunity. I am not kidding you. These people are so crazy that if you don't do it first, you may not get the chance to explain it. You know, that's just plain and simple. So that's one thing that I'm serious about. I don't play around when it comes to my protection, my property and my protection. You know, I'm set up here like Fort Knox. I am not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. I don't play around. If it's not covered by my cameras, nephew's got all of his cameras out too. In fact, he just bought three more and put up. So yeah, this hillside is well protected. Well, if here in Arkansas, it's just a little bit different. They're on your property. You feel you're not safe. Hey, it's open game. I'm not kidding you. Yeah, she reached out to me a few weeks ago, Kenny. She was actually on a couple of the chats with me, not on stage, but in the comments. You know, she'd come on a couple of times, and we got to talk to her and stuff. That was pretty cool. It'd been a while since I'd talked to her and heard from her, and last I chatted with her, uh, got me kind of worried about her, but I think she's pulled through it and is doing a whole lot better now. That's right, my property's fair game, and I'll see you before you even get to the front door. I'll put it that way. Yeah, but yeah, it was really good to hear from Tanya. Yeah, good to hear from her. So, Deborah, you know what? I kind of got mad the other day on Julie's shopping show when she was unloading that truck, and one of the ladies made a comment, and I made a comment back to be courteous to her that we ought to be thankful and respectful to her because what she's done and what she's created. It was is over her getting that new warehouse, you know, expanding her capability to have more space, right? Okay. Well, it's still the same warehouse. It's just two separate ones that have been put together. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of the regulars on there that made the comment about it. And it was, why you getting that or something? You know, the other one's packed full of stuff you can't sell or something like that. It, like I said, is one of the regulars. And it just, I guess I was in one of them moods that don't disrespect something like that. You know, if you don't believe in it, then don't be there kind of deals. So I did, and I was real courteous and polite. What I stated, and I left. I've been on there twice since then, but I'll be damned, I'm not gonna get on there and watch people do that to her. That because you know, if they don't like it, don't be there. I know it. That's the same here, Michelle. You have to watch that because Facebook does a updates, right? You don't know they're updating your personal stuff, and you have to check that occasionally. You know, yeah, it says you're still following, and have to set up your notifications, all that again, which is really, really, really easy. And so you have to do that. Turn off your notifications for the page, and then give it about 5 or 10 seconds, and turn it back on, and set your notification back up to all videos or whatever it is. Ring the little bell, as we always say, and that should fix the problem. A lot of times it fixes, a lot of times it don't. You may have to do it 2 or 3 times, and eventually you'll start getting your notifications again from them. And here lately, and I hadn't done it yet, but it may be what I'm talking about. But normally, either her or Ray, when they'd go live, I would see it on their story, you know, on the computer when I log into Facebook, right at the top of my homepage, news feed, whatever you want to call it. It shows me the stories of people that I'm following. That's how I would know she was live, because I actually did not get notification from her. I would just see the live story. Then I'd click on it, then I'd go into it, and everything's cool. But yeah, was it Nancy? Deborah? I was thinking it was J. What's her name? Johnson? JJ? Yeah, Michelle. I had a lot of support, a lot of people asking me not to leave, and just some really good feedback. It really shocked the crap out of me what I got, the feedback. But I'm there to have fun. It's and if there was something that I thought that I could get that I couldn't get here, I would buy it. I've only bought two of one thing since I've been on there, and I think I've been on there close to 2 years now. And but I just like to watch. It's not like you go into videos, you're seeing just stupid stuff and cops and court judges and just a whole lot of crap. And that's the reason why I started watching it, because her and Ray, when they were together, was so much fun to watch. And it wasn't just them two; it was the whole crew that they had. You know, the ones in the background you never saw. They had so much fun. You could tell they loved their job, and it's really not that way anymore. Yeah, Julie gets in a good mood every now and then, and that's when I get on there normally, is to try to say something stupid just to get a smile on her face to try to maybe change her day. And the negativity, you know, I hate to say it, gals, ladies, but there's some ladies that can be real bitches. And I see it on her page. And I can't say or do nothing about it because I'll get told the same thing we tell other people. If you don't like it, go somewhere else, right? I don't want to go nowhere. I want to sit there and watch it. And so I've learned through the 27 years of my life. Now, don't laugh too hard. But I've learned in my time that it's better to keep quiet than to express your opinions. You understand? You know, don't show your true intelligence. Just sit back and let it go. And that's why it's always good to have pets, because you can fuss at them about it. You don't get no backlash or anything like that. So, you know, I'm never going to stop watching her. You know, I'm never going to stop it. I may not ever make a comment, but yeah, I'm never going to stop watching it because I enjoy it. I sit here, and when she's selling items, I think, I wonder what that cost here. So I'll get on the pages, and it's unbelievable the cost of living, the difference in pricing between her prices and my prices here. It's really unbelievable. You know, I hate to say it, but people up north are getting fucked. I don't know how these department stores can charge me one thing, and then department stores up north can charge you an arm and a leg difference. It's crazy. Did she, Deborah? I didn't. Once I made my comment, and I just turned it off. I didn't even go back to watch the end results or nothing. I just shut it off and excuse me, started watching something else. And so, but yeah, and it's like here, Dennis gets. I know what messages Dennis gets when it comes to the Truckers TV page. I see him as well as he does. I never comment to him myself because I want him to see them and take care of these comments. And I'm going to say the last 2 to 3 months. Well, I'll put it to you this way because I don't know past, a couple months, because I've only been back, a couple of months. But what I've seen since I've been back is there's a lot of people that hates him and his page. And if that's the case, they just need to move on. There's too many other trucking pages to harass in Truckers TV. But for some reason, these people just dislike him that much. And maybe I should start commenting for him. I don't know. I might get myself in trouble, right? I don't know. Because I can get real feisty. I don't know if y'all ever seen that or not, man. I can get a little feisty. No, that's one of the incidents, but that's not the one. Michelle, it's the last, what was it, last week when she got that truck of that truckload of merchandise. That's the word I was trying to think of. And she was unloading it. And the cameras just set up, they wasn't selling during the unload. And Nancy made a comment about why did you get that? You don't need it. And it made me mad. And I sat there for a few minutes just going through my head. Now, you've been on this show longer than I have, and you have bought her merchandise, and I've seen comments that she's made about certain products that Julie never gets, and it just didn't go up the right side that morning. And so I sat here for a while before I made my comment, and I wanted to make it as professional without telling, hey, you stupid bitch, leave, don't ever come back. But I didn't. Like I said, I wanted to make the comment as professional as I could do it, and I did. I didn't call out anybody. I just made the comment about having everyone needed to respect her and congratulate her because we appreciate it. She's done a great job. She's expanding and wanting to expand more. It's her business. If she wants to buy a 1 million square foot building and go bankrupt, well, she can do it. It's her business, not mine or anybody's. And so that's what I did. And I left. I didn't go back for a few days, and because, and I did make a comment. Ray was on one show, and I made a comment, and I even gave her, stars. And I think I told her I appreciated her. Then I can't remember if I've made a comment to Julie since this went down. I don't know if I have or not. There's questions that I would like to know about Ray. I didn't know. Is she just there visiting with her mama and going to go back to Florida, or is she there to stay? I don't know. I don't know if any you two have heard yet or not. Well, this is a thing. If Nancy made a comment, then JJ did too, because JJ's the one that pissed me off. Really, really made me mad, and she's the reason why I left. Yeah, well, she is in the most, Michelle, but she has made some inappropriate comments since I've been on here. I've seen them, and these people are on there every day, so you can. It's kind of like here. I keep up with you guys. It's always here. Well, I do her page too. I know I see them every day. So, oh, did she go back this morning? I didn't know. She'd been there for a week, so I didn't know if she was back to stay or what was going on. I know. I hope she don't come back to stay. She needs to be there with her daddy too. Daddy. One thing, Julie and Jack, they seem like they had a really good relationship. And I couldn't believe that he moved to Florida. I don't know if that was just a setup to start a business down there just for that purpose, what it was. But I always thought maybe they would get back together. You know, I know marriage and friendship are two different things. I understand it. But they, what happened in the background, we don't know, and we'll never know. But from what I've seen in the front, they were a great couple, really were. I always thought maybe they'd get back together, but it's just not meant to be, apparently. But anyway, enough of that. I really like her show. I ain't going nowhere. It's kind of like here. You have to whip me with a 2 before to get me off of here. I don't know. I guess I'm stupid, right? Why? Well, when I was here all them years before now, I had a purpose. The only purpose I have now is getting on here and stop talking stupid stuff. No, I sit here and talk to a computer. Nobody's up here talking with me. I just read comments. Maybe I can start. What kind of books do I have here? I've got some astronomy books. About it. I guess say maybe I could start reading books on here. I don't know. My cat lady in Canada, she has the Oreo show, and she doesn't do nothing. She's doing exactly what I'm doing, but she occasionally show her cats. Now she makes videos, and she posts them. They're not live, but she does. She trains her cats. They do things and stuff. It's kind of hard to get a cat to do anything, but she actually does. It ain't big things, but it's pretty cool things they do. She dresses them up and does all kinds of stuff, plays with them, and really, really good, clean family entertainment. And that's what drew me to the pages I'm involved in. That's the reason why I watch them, is because it's a cool down stage. I can get on there and laugh and have fun and not worry about percussion normally. And that's why I started watching them two. Not because they're women, it's because it's mellow. It's not. Most time, Julia, hers is it's just plain entertainment because to me it's entertaining. I love to shop. Yeah, you heard it right. I'm a man and I love to shop. My life evolved around secondhand stores, Goodwills, restore shops. If it had to do with somebody else's garbage, it might be my treasure. That's the kind of person I was. Go buy out yard sales. Once they're closed up, you can go to a yard sale, and rather than them having to haul it off, you can buy a lot of good stuff. Most time, nearly for free. I've done that several times. But yeah, that's what I do. And used to, I just walk around Walmart, may not even buy a thing. People look at me like, "Are you stealing?" I know, I'm just enjoying myself, watching people and looking at stuff and not having a thing in my mind to buy, just looking. Some people may call that, what they call it, soliciting, not soliciting. I don't know. People may not like that. People walking around the store and not buying anything. But I'd walk around Walmart 2 or 3 hours and go out there with nothing in my hands or in my. No, I didn't steal nothing either. Don't get that in your minds. I just like to walk around, kind of like exercise maybe. But yeah, one day there'll be another day that I'll actually buy some from Julie again. But it'll really have to be something that I think that either the grandbabies or myself would like to have. You, Deborah, when was it? I went to Walmart just months back. Yeah, I had a brain fart and forgot where I was at. You don't want to get me in a car driving because you know don't tell where I might end up at. What did I go into Walmart? I can't even remember. It wasn't for nothing. I just went in there for some reason. I couldn't tell you what. It's just a few months ago. But before then, it was 2021, I think. Whatever year I had my neck surgery, because I hadn't been back in Walmart when I had neck surgery. Yeah. And you know what? I don't miss it a bit. Don't miss it one bit. I got a phone call from the pharmacy yesterday, not Walmart's, but the one I use. And the boy I know, he graduated with my son. He's a pharmacy tech. He said, "Mr. Richardson, I got this prescription ready for you." And I didn't expect anything about it. I just said, okay. And I had told him my new insurance and all that. And next thing I'm getting woke up at 5:30 something. And I looked out the front door. I didn't know which door he came to. I didn't look at the cameras. I heard him lock and the cats went crazy. I thought, what in the world is that? Because I was back in the recliner asleep. And so I got up, packing my pistol and my phone in one hand, pistol in the other. And I go to the windows and doors looking. I ain't kidding you. Well, I went to the back door, and sure enough, there's a guy standing there with a pharmacy bag. So I thought, is he delivering my prescription? They're supposed to call me a day ahead of time and make sure I was going to be home. And so I opened up the door. He saw I had the pistol and phone in my hand. He kind of, how a person you expect would react with seeing that. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I just woke up." And he delivered my prescription, and I thought, "No, this ain't right. I'm supposed to give me a day's heads up." But I went ahead and took it and brought it in and all that. But yeah, you don't come to my house. And but yeah, that'll probably be the last prescription I get from this pharmacy because I'm changing to Walmart. And when I talked to the pharmacy tech on the phone from Walmart, I asked her about that if they could deliver it with my grocery delivery, and she told me no, but we could set it up to have it delivered the same time. Isn't that crazy? But apparently the pharmacy delivery is different than the grocery delivery. So anyway, they'll deliver all the meds to me also, which is a good thing, and it's free. Being a what is that plus member of Walmart, I got free delivery on all of that stuff. One time, when I was picking my groceries up from pickup, they told me first off when I started doing that, that they couldn't accept tips. And so I never did tip them. I didn't. They didn't expect it, and I didn't do it. Wasn't that I was a cheapskate. I didn't want them to get in trouble because the cameras are shining right on them. So right before Christmas, it was Christmas time. These people treated me real good when I'd pick it up. Just constantly really good people. So at Christmas time, I put a $50 bill right there on in the trunk with it sitting on a letter saying Merry Christmas, Walmart delivery, please accept from me. Well, I get home, open the trunk up, and that 50 was in there, and they had wrote on there, "Thank you, but we can't accept it." And so I never had ever tried to give them a tip again. Even grocery delivery. I always tip online, and majority of the time, if you ever did the Walmart delivery, they have where they'll give you an option of different tips to give. I always push the custom or other and put in my own tip because these people are doing it for a living, and I know what they get off of each delivery. It ain't nothing at all. They do get to claim it at the end of the year on taxes for mileage, in which they said that kind of makes up for it, but they have to wait till tax time. And I've got to know a lot of good people with the delivery. And one lady, she's got the coffee company, and I couldn't, I should have wrote it down, but I didn't. So I have to wait for my next delivery if she's there, ask her again. But her and her husband has a company, maybe 10 miles from me, that they sell coffee. They do their own roasting of the coffee beans, and then they sell it online. I'll have to get that and let y'all try some of that good old redneck Arkansas made coffee. And I was going to ask her because there's a distillery down there that they make moonshine, whiskey, and all. I was going to ask her, y'all wouldn't be the same ones that's doing that, are you? I've always wanted to go down there too. They have free samples, Me and free samples, I just don't like to pass it up. Used to, you could go into Sam's Club and they had little stands set up all through the store where you could go in there and get a supper or lunch. They'd set them up and have tastings on it. Crap, you make several trips back to the same one if you get something good. Never, none of them told me, "Sir, there's a limit on these free samples. If you want more, you got to buy them." Nah, it never happened to me. But yeah, you could get supper or lunch just off of free samples. Plus, cardio exercise, right? Just keep going to each one and just have them lined up. And in fact, you could actually get tea or soda pop because they'd have tastings of liquids. Well, no need to buy anything. Just walk around Sam's Club. I don't know if any of y'all use Sam's Club or not, but right now in my area, they're offering a $15 membership. And I thought about, joining it. I was a member years ago, fact, when they first built the first Sam's Club here in Hot Springs, Dad and I went there and got our memberships first thing, and it was $35 back then. And I maybe went there 3 times the first year, and that was it. I didn't save enough money to say it was worth it, because you got to really watch it, because if it's name brand, you can actually get it cheaper at Walmart than you can Sam's Club. The only difference is you buy quantity from Sam's Club, and even with the quantity price, it's still cheaper at Walmart. And one other thing that I seen, that Walmart was going to stop using like artificial sweeteners in their soda pops. Well, I drink Diet Mountain Lightning. That's their version of Mountain Dew, and I actually like the Mountain Lightning better than I do Mountain Dew. Well, in that case, I'm not going to be able to buy Mountain Lightning no more. Now that's really sucks. You talk about one pissed off hillbilly. Yes, I am. Oh, me. Let's get to these comments. Do you think we are going to have a bad winter? Boy, I don't know. All indications point to yes, but I don't want to say yes. I hope it's not. I hope it's like it is right now. I could stand the rest of the year being like it is right now. It's still 68 degrees right now. Let's see. Yeah, I was afraid something might have happened about that, Michelle, because you know how family and business goes. It can always go sour, and I was hoping it didn't, because they've got a really good thing going, and if they can get through all of the problems and things of being a business owner, then they can go far. It's no big deal. It can happen. Yeah, and like I said, Jack seems like a really good guy. I liked him, and I wish the best to him. Well, last year, Margaret, we had crud. One round was nearly a foot. We had several that was 2 to 4 inches, but it didn't last long. The foot one lasted longer than any others. Of course, I didn't drive, so I wasn't worried about it. So I don't know. We had more snow last year than we've had in quite a while. Boy, these trees, the leaves are falling fast. It's getting to where my night lights reflecting off of the brother's work truck reflector on the side of his truck. Every time I look out and see that, I think, well, somebody's out here in his truck. Yeah, they're saying we got up to 70. I think it was 75, 76 today. Let's see. We'll see what they're screaming for us next few days. Okay. Saturday is supposed to be up to 81. Back down to 76, 75, back up to 80 by Tuesday. Rain is not in the forecast till Wednesday. 72 for the high, low for 65. Rain Thursday, 67 and 59. Friday, mostly cloudy. 30 cents worth of rain, 66 and 49. So after Wednesday of next week, we're supposed to be in the 60s and in the lows of the 40s. I can handle that. Yes, I can. I just don't want none of them 30s and 20s and teens. None of that stuff. Well, hey, Patty, how you doing? Let's see. What did you send me something? What did you send me? What did Miss Patty send me? Okay. Well, right there. There it is. He's right on the top. Cow. Let's see. Oh. It's about the last chat. Us us talking about the I didn't say hi to you. And I said I did. And I don't remember. I probably didn't. I'm sorry if I didn't. But hi, Patty. Let's see what else. And you never said no way. That's why. 10, 15 minutes. Oh, you found Fiddle Faddle at Dollar General, Dollar Tree store. Yeah, we got Dollar Trees here. We got, what do we got? One, two. Got two of them out here. I ended up getting that, what the heck is that stuff called? Dadgummit. Gotta get out. Yeah, I got Crunch and Munch. What I got. That's what Walmart stocks here. And I do like Fiddle Faddle better. Yeah, it's a lot better in my opinion. Where are you at? Yeah, see. We don't have the Dollar Tree up north anymore. They shut it down and they turned it into a Salvation Army. But we got one out at the East Gate, and it's one of them Family Dollar Tree combo stores. I've never been into it. Ever since it's been open, me going to doctor visits, I say I'm going to go in there and just walk around. I never have. When I get out of the doctor's office, the only thing on my mind is food. Where am I going to eat? You know what I'm talking about? My life evolves around food. Why are you falling asleep? There ain't no need to get going to sleep. Get up on stage. We'll get you going. Well, it's only 9:30, 10:30 your time. I don't know where my cohorts are. They they're not showing up. Oh, one of the guys I follow, he got busted. Let's see, what did he get busted for? Oh, they're not saying why. Ooh. He's bonded out already. It doesn't say. It does not say. Huh. Oh, Cody. Shane Twitter. DeWitter Willer had Whistling Diesel. He a crazy son of a gun. Crazy. I don't know where Henry's at. I hadn't talked to him. He was on, I think, Dennis's stream one day. I think he's avoiding me. I don't know why. Maybe I don't answer his messages. That could be the problem. I never talked answer his messages. I honestly, I'm sorry, guys. When I get messages, it may take me a couple of days to get to them because a lot of times I'm in the recliner and I hear that ting, and I'll look over because I got to set up my notifications different noises so I know which is which. I hadn't done that yet because it could be a camera, it could be a text, it could be messenger. I don't know which one's dinging, so I was like, screw it. I ain't getting up and checking. I could put the phone charger right there at my recliner, but I don't do it. Gives me an excuse to get up, right? Hey, Pat. Yeah, Henry was. He was getting up on stage. Kenny was too. Yeah, both of them did. Kenny's probably already in bed, and his wife gets mad at him when he starts talking. I have no excuse for Henry. He just being a Henry. Yeah, I've got the kitty cats. I got Fortune. He's sitting right here next to me. Uh, Jordan, he's up on the cat tree, his spot. And Ben, I don't know where. Oh, no, he's not up there. He must be in the bedroom. Ben gets tired of sitting out here, and when he's really tired, he goes sits on in the bedroom, and I have two recliners in there, so he usually gets in the other one that I don't use. That's where he'll lay. He don't want to be sociable. But yeah, they're still around. So the boy got him and Erica got the trailer fixed up, got their first renter in it. We'll see how that goes. That'll help them out a whole lot. That'll be extra income. They get caught back up on their debt. And I'm glad to see that. Hopefully, these renters they got will respect their property and take care of it. That's one thing about people renting your homes or mobile homes, whatever. It's not there, so they don't care how they treat it. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm not saying every one of them is, but I'm saying up here, yeah, they don't take care of their property because it's not there, so they could care less. So being a property owner and you're renting out to them, if something goes wrong that's their fault, well, then they fix it. Property owner don't have to fix it. That's up to the tenants. So that's a good thing. And most everything he's got in the house is brand new. It took him 6 months to get it fixed up, painted, flooring, had to replace flooring in places, not just a top layer, but all the way to the joist, floor joist and all. They put a lot of work in it. It wasn't just Cody, it was his wife. They both did it. And if the truth is known, Erica probably did most of it. She's a good woman. Yeah, that's the way it needs to be, you know. And I truly believe in references because it's your property. You want it to be taken care of, and you want to know what your tenants are going to be like. Deposits, all of that, you know, and you have to specify whether it's a cleaning deposit, pets. That's another issue. Around here, you got those stinky hound dogs that stay in people's houses. Phew! You can't get that smell out of that house. I don't care what you do, because it won't come out. Mom and Dad had a rent mobile home up here, the old blue and white one that was in front of me. That before brother and grandma and dad, all of them took their turns living in it. Mom and dad decided they wasn't going to rent no more because it kept getting destroyed. So they said after these, they're not going to rent it again. So it sat there for years. Yeah, you can use Kelsey, but I'm talking about the flooring. You would just have to totally just strip the house from the floor to the roof because that stink is there. It is there. They piss in the floors, they shit in the floors, and there's just no way to get it out. You just have to completely, from the floor up to the ceiling, redo it. But anyway, the last people that rented their trailer, we didn't know it till they left in the middle of the night, owing mom and dad 3 months rent. So they hightailed it out of that place in the middle of the night. And When we went up there the next day, they had turkeys and chickens that they were raising inside that mobile home. And they left cages. There was bird shit everywhere. Just totally destroyed that house. And after that, they said they would never do it again, and they didn't. Yep, you'd have to redo everything because you just cannot get that smell out of there. Brother, when he remodeled that trailer after it sat for years, and that's what he did: flooring, walls, ceiling, everything. He got all the material from Lowe's and did it himself. And he was working on the road, so he didn't. He come in on Saturday mornings most of the time. He'd stay there at night, and then Sunday night he's back on the road. And that's the way it was for several years. And once he moved out, moved to town, it sat there again. And then I think grandma moved up there. She lived across the street from the parents, and they decided to move her up to the trailer, and that way she'd have us around her. You know, if something happened, we're right there. So my aunt, my dad's sister, they moved from Arizona and they moved into grandma's house. It's across the street. They'd lived in Arizona all of my aunt's adult life. She she got married, her first marriage here in Hot Springs, and they moved to Arizona because her husband had asthma real bad, and so living in Arizona, that dry air helped him. So that's where they ended up. And she went to nursing school here, and so she had her degree to go to Arizona, and she was a nurse all of her adult life. And then they decided to move back to Arkansas, and they moved into grandma's house. We was having a Christmas party down there, and we had, I'm talking, a no, it wasn't. It was my mom's. She had, when mom passed away, we had, we'd gather down at grandma's house, and anyway, we had a house full of people down there. And a couple of my cousins and my aunt, and there was quite a few people in the living room. Next thing we know, that whole living room floor collapsed. It went down to the ground. Oh, that was something. That was a sight to see. All them old ladies just screaming and going nuts. That was when my aunt lived there, so they had house insurance and they had the floor replaced, got it fixed. But it was really, it was and it wasn't, but it was funny. That whole floor went down the ground, and it was from the dining room to the bedroom walls. Like you took a saw and cut it around them walls. That's what happened. It fell in. It was funny. And my aunt, when her first husband died early, real young, and then she got remarried, and they was married 30 years when they moved back, at least. No, it was longer than that because he didn't. He retired. He had worked at that copper mine for 42 years, I think, and he retired from it. And he had a part-time job working at Walmart. He was one of them guys that you never see that work in the back assembling bicycles and tricycles. That's what he did. Well, he had gotten a transfer set up that once he come to Arkansas, he'd just go straight to work, and that's what he did until he passed away. He liked it. He liked doing things with his hands. He was a diesel mechanic. He worked at a copper mine, and he was either Globe or Cape Claypool, Arizona, and he was a diesel mechanic there. Like I said, he worked there for 42 years. So he was always busy with his hands, and he liked doing that. Nobody seen him or he didn't have to mess with customers or all that crap. He just went to work, did his work, and come home. Oh, my chili footlong is calling me. But it's too late to eat that. I got two of them in the fridge right now waiting for me. So I've come to the conclusion with Sonic. Now, if you order a hamburger from there, hold the pickles. Just get the hamburger with onions, mayonnaise, and lettuce, or mayonnaise and ketchup. It's not too bad, but you put the lettuce and tomato on it and the pickles, they suck. And as far as their potato products, no, because that's where that flavor that I don't like is. It's that sweetness in the potatoes. It's really sucks. So that's telling me they're contaminating their cooking oil with the corn dog grease. You know what I'm talking about? It's frying together. They may be in different compartments, but it's the grease is one grease. That's what I don't like, and that's what always makes me sick to my stomach when I eat any potato product from there. So best thing to do get you some of them there stuffed jalapenos. Because that jalapeno will kill that sweetness. We had my Burger King I used to go to. They closed down for a while. I don't know why. Never did here. I don't even know if there's open back up. And it wasn't an old building. It was one of the newest one. Well, it was the newest one in Hot Springs. For some reason, that side of town just can't keep a fast food place open. Normally, the only thing I'd normally get from Sonic Deborah is the chili footlong. I still like it. You used to get that one New York style, I think it is. It had the fried onions. I'd get it all the time until they quit selling them. Put some mustard and them fried onions on there, and that was a hot dog. drive you nuts. At least me. But they don't have it no more. They got the one with the mustard and relish and onions, or the chili. Yeah, you can have put whatever you want on because a lot of times I'll get a foot long with just mustard and onions, no chili, cheese. Their hot dogs is about the only ones I can eat anymore. But Oscar Mayer has them sausage dogs. They look like a hot dog, but they're actually like a Polish sausage. Now, I tell you what, them something about guns are good. I really like them. I actually ate a pack of them in like 3 days. Really liked them. If I didn't have so much on my grocery list right now, I'd order another pack of them. And I did like their milkshakes too. And it's about the only place there at the end that you could get a banana split. Yeah, they ripped you off on the price of it. It was half the size of a real banana split. But it was the last place in town that had banana splits still. Well, they stopped that, what, 10, 12 years ago? At least here, they don't have them no more. But yeah, their milkshakes is and the hot dogs is about the only thing I like. And if you just get a regular hamburger, get no double with all that crap on it, it's tolerable. I know the bread. I think their bread has little more sugar than most breads call for. And I know good and well them people ain't that sweet. If I asked them to, Margaret, but I don't want to ask them in because of the cats. I don't want the cats running out the back door. So the way I got it set up, I've got this wagon back here behind me. Let me. No, I'm going to turn this there camera on, so don't get all excited. Oh, I don't have a camera. I got a camera hidden. There we go. Let's try it now. Let's see here. See that green wagon right there? Well, I roll it out the back door and put it at the top of the stairs on the back deck. They load it up and I'll bring it back in the house. That way, I'm not in a hurry to get things put up. If there's days I don't not feeling good, I just put up what I can when I can. But yeah, when I bought the TV for that bedroom that I sleep in now, he brought it in the back door for me. But yeah, they'll bring it in, just however. And I've got it here lately for what is it, 3-4 months. I've been getting new drivers, and so they're not familiar where I live at up here. Yeah, even though they can't read, apparently they can't read signs. I asked every one of them that they'll call me and say, I can't find where you're at. So I explain how to get here. But I've got signs. It pointed all the way up here. But apparently they can't read them. Anyway, I got on their website into my account, and when I made my order, and one of the drivers told me that I could go on the when I make an order, you can put in their special directions. And that's what I did. I sat there and wrote out specifically at this rock you see right here. You turn left. That tree that's got that big ass squirrel nest in halfway up the tree. Just go past it to the left, and come back to the back to my back door. Even though the sign's pointed that way. And I have a green wagon at the top of my steps on my back deck. Put the groceries in it, and job complete. Anyway, I don't know. I have that problem. Of course, it's not. When you look up my address, it's a street down because they're thinking I have a driveway through the woods, but I don't. Only access is from in front of me. I happy with products they give you food wise. Yeah, I am. The only complaint I have is bread. And it's not that it gets smashed or anything. They're real careful with the bread products. The problem with the bread products is they don't give you fresh bread. And I know most stores they're not like they used to be. You can't actually find a real good fresh bread unless you actually go to a real bakery. But it's all in all, as cheap as that bread is, I buy a loaf each week, and there's weeks I don't even open the package. I just don't eat a whole lot of bread. But sure enough, if I skip a week of ordering bread, I'll want a whole loaf. It's just the way I am. And now I'm ordering fresh peanut butter on this order, and some apple butter. And so I'm going to start making me some peanut butter toast again, because I love peanut butter toast. So I'll probably go through some bread until I get sick of it again. Yeah, there for a while, the meat products wasn't that good, but it's changed. So far, the meats, I'm getting good cuts of meat. Of course, I don't buy a lot of meat, period. About the only thing I'm buying is steaks. And I was buying that I've chuck steaks. They're not that big, and they're not consistent in size. They may be that thick and that big around, or you may get some that's big as your hand. It's not consistent cuts, but I myself like that steak better than I do any other steak. I'm not kidding you. Over a T-bone, a ribeye, you name it, I like the I've chuck. Well, they were selling ribeyes up here. There was like $2 difference between the I've chuck and the ribeyes. I was always a ribeye guy, so I've started back on ribeyes, but they're not the thick ones; they're the thinner ones, which is perfect for me. I'm not a big eater no more, and so they're perfect for me. I can cook two of them, and I'll have two meals. I'll eat one day, and the other one the next day. I'll heat it up. Well, Patty, believe it or not, here it's not any worse than you get, say, up here at Brookshire's. Brookshire's used to have really good meat. You could compare them to what Kroger used to have. But the quality dropped really bad. It's not the same no more. Not around here, Patty. the only actual meat market that's anywhere close to me anymore. It's on the south side of Hot Springs, and they've been around for what 60 years, 70 years. But they are so outrageous. I wouldn't. And plus, they're on the worst part of town, and I don't even want to get on that road. You'd have to load me up in an ambulance and take me before I go out there. We used to have a grocery store right here at the junction, and they cut their own meats and stuff. It's just a little bitty grocery store, and yeah, they had really good meat, but that's been 40 years ago. 50 years ago, 40 and 50 years ago. They've been long gone. And the last owner of the store, he was just there. I'll put it to you that way, because he didn't stock anything but fishing lures and some worms and minnows and soda pops. Then he got to heating up them frozen breakfast sandwiches and stuff. And that's about all he had in that store. He closed it all off. Just 2 rooms was left open. He put up divider walls and 2 rooms, and that was it. We would meet up there on Saturday mornings and have a cup of coffee, and then get on motorcycles and go for our Saturday ride. But after I sold that motorcycle, quit riding, I didn't go back in there. And the state highway department bought him out and tore the building down, and that's where they put that new bypass in. That store had been there for many, many years. There was a little restaurant, it used to be Ed's Eat Shop. Had the best fried chicken you could put in your own mouth. I was first introduced to that when I was in high school. And after that, if I had money in my pocket, I'd go in there and order me 2 chicken dinners and bring them home. That's now breakfast sausage. There's a place I used to go to when I was working. When I'd have to go dump the dump truck, Riverside was the name of it. It's between Benton and the Eastgate. Yeah, Eastgate Village. Just right before you went into Benton on Highway 5. They got the best freaking food. If you want to talk homemade Southern food, yeah, that's the place to go. Yeah, it's a convenience store. Whatever you need, they got. And I'd stop in there for breakfast or lunch, and he butchered made his own sausage, breakfast sausage. There ain't another one on the planet can compare to it. And after I quit working, I used to say I'm going to go down there and buy up all the sausage patties that was in the deli hot food display, and bring them home, put them in Ziplocs, and put them in the freezer and pull them out and heat them up. But I never have done that. I was going to buy, he sells it by the pound in pound packages. I was going to do that, and I thought, well, gosh darn it, I'd have to cook, so I never did do that either. What's that? What you got where you're at, Margaret? When I'd go to Waffle House, I would get the country ham, but the last times I went there, it's gotten so thin, it's like you're eating a deli cut slice of ham. I'm not kidding you. That's how thin it is. It's you really getting ripped off on it. And I knew how good the pork chops was, so I started getting the pork chops. I'm not a fan of their sausage. Stuffed ham. Well, I'll be darned. What's it stuffed with? That sounds interesting. I used to love ham. I don't care what kind of what how it was cooked or it just didn't matter. I loved ham. And after this diet, all this crap I've went through with diabetes, I just it's gotten to the point I don't like ham no more. It might be different if I actually fried it. Is that right? Huh. Ah, well, that's interesting. Ham and Cornish hen. You know what? I got so sick of Cornish hens. I'm not kidding you. My ex wife was buying them by the carload. I had a big deep freezer, packed nothing but Cornish hens. I got so sick of them things. I didn't even want to open the freezer. Oh my gosh, eating them 3, 4 times a week. But I like chicken. I like chicken, not Cornish hens. That's kind of like our turducken. You take a turkey, stuff it with a duck, and then stuff the duck with the chicken. Turducken. Never had one, but they got it. Oh, really? So that's a holiday feast. It sounds freaking awesome. Ham and cabbage is one of my favorite dishes. Used to be. I don't know. I ain't had it so long. I love cabbage and ham cooked together. Now I don't like sweet ham. Don't get me wrong. That sweet ham, you can have all that you want. I don't want no part of it. I used to cook a lot of cabbage. I'm talking a lot, whether it's cooked with cubed hams, uh, Polish sausage, or just by itself. And we fried it in bacon grease. Got to have that. Where I live at, basic bacon grease is it's a you have to have bacon grease. Period. You just couldn't live without bacon grease. There was times I would just fry bacon to get the grease and then give the dogs the bacon. I ain't kidding you. I just needed that grease. Holy crap. How did you cook it? Outside fire? 20-pound ham? Wow. You realize I have never once tasted kale. Never have in my life. People tell me it's different. Well, I didn't want to risk it, jeopardize it, so I've never had it. I used to make my own collard greens, turnip greens, mustard greens. Oh, there ain't nothing like that. You just get a bunch of each and put them in a slow cooker. Big old piece of salt meat and ham hock, whatever. Put it on there for all day to cook down. Oh, it's like eating butter. There's times it gets to stinking so bad in the house you can't stand it. Big pots, that's awesome. That's a lot of meat. That's a good family gathering meal. Wow. We got a big pot here. It's either going to be frying catfish or boiling pigs to get them ready to go slaughter them. Yeah, you boil them pigs during the wintertime, it makes that skin turn loose. I seen that done a many times. My great uncle had that pig farm. Really, I've never tried. There's probably places here that have it. I know they sell it in the markets, but I don't know of any that, unless you go to these high end restaurants, that even has kale on their menu. If they got some kind of green on their menu, it's usually turnip greens. Every once in a while, you'll come across a place that sells mixed greens. And depending on where it's at, they're pretty good cooked. Hey, Deborah, did you realize that Walmart sells that cut up already? Yeah, believe it or not, they come in them plastic containers. Yeah, it's more expensive, but if you want a good mess of it, you got either one or two bunches of it in each container. That's what I always heard. It was bitter. I like when after I'd cook my greens, I had a bottle of that pepper sauce, which is nothing but little green and red peppers and vinegar. You know what I'm talking about? I like putting that in there. I like that. That's good. And then my spinach, I'd do the same thing with. Oh yeah, I wouldn't trust kale in just anywhere because, well, number one, if I see that they have greens, I'm definitely going for the turnip greens because I love turnip greens. I love collard greens. I love mustard greens. I love all of them. Yeah, vinegar, I use it a lot in the spinach, but regular other three greens, I just use that pepper sauce. And the good thing about that pepper sauce is once the bottle's empty, you can just get you a jug of white vinegar and fill that bottle back up and let it set for a week or two, and there you have it. You have your pepper sauce again. You can do that like 3 times. What do I have? I don't have any of that no more. I've been buying liquid smoke again. I like to put that on my steaks. I'll marinate overnight with it. I bought some kind of steak seasoning, and I run 2 steaks with it. It wasn't no good. I'm just gonna stick with salt and pepper when it comes to that kind of meat. I always think, well, and I smell it and I think that smells pretty good. And then once I cooked the meat with it, it wasn't as good as it smelled. Watercress, is that what you're speaking of? Yeah, we have it. Yeah, I never had it either. So, really, the only kind of seasoning that I like still is Cajun seasoning. And where I was getting it at, Dollar General, they don't stock it anymore. So I had to break down and get some Tony Chachere's. I hadn't tried it yet. It, I, oh my gosh, I got to. No, ma'am, I don't like it. I threw 2 bottles of it away. I don't like it. No. Like I say, I'm just going to stick to my liquor smoke and salt and pepper. That's about the only way I like it. That's the same as my pork chops. Salt, pepper, and throw it in the oven. Broil it. I guess I'm gonna have to break down and buy me a freaking crock pot. I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to. That little one I got is just too small. Even I'm wanting to cook some stew because I that's easy to make. Hour it's being put in my mouth. That's how quick it is. Ain't nothing to cook yet. But I like to let it set and simmer for a while, get them flavors infused. As Guy Fieri said, infused. Speaking of them people, I always got tickled at old Rachel Ray. She'd be sitting there you with one of them cast iron, what do they call them, grills. You put them on your electric or gas stove and cook your meat on it. Her and what was that one dude with the glasses? He did the science about cooking. I don't remember his name. Anyway, they was always talking when they was grilling meat. They were using all that cast iron stovetop device, talking about the smoke flavor. It wasn't smoke flavor. That's called burnt. You ain't getting no smoke flavor unless you use wood, right? Even with liquid smoke, it's not the same. I just laugh and think you're cooking on TV And here you are talking about that smoky flavor in the meat and in the vegetables that she's cooking on this flat top cast iron griddle that she's heating up on her stovetop, right? Oh gosh, now that's not very smart. Yeah, I guess. And you're supposed to know what you're doing, and no, you don't. So it ain't smoke you're getting in that meat and vegetables. That's called being burnt. That's char. Never. That's okay. Chances of me actually using one, if I remember, I've got one in here in the kitchen. I've never even touched. The only reason I touched it is to pull it out to show somebody or try to find out what the capacity is. That's the only time I even touch it. Once I get that middle room cleaned back out, it'll probably end up there to make room for my cookies and candy bars. Oh, Margaret, that's right. Shame on you. What? Damn it, Bob, where you been? How you doing, Bob? Good seeing you. I couldn't survive without my air fryer. What? 2 years ago now, I guess it's been. I bought one. It's an oven, air fryer, broiler, toaster oven. It's one of them big countertop rigs. I bought that, and that's all I ever cook with anymore. If it's not in the microwave, it's in that oven. Yeah, it was pretty pricey, but in my opinion, it was worth it because I didn't fry food no more, and I did like to have broiled or meat cooked, and so I went ahead and plunged into it, and I'm glad I did. I've really, really enjoyed mine. Oh, here you go. I'm sorry, Bob. Let me put that up there. Okay, just click on that link and follow the steps, and just it's going to ask you for to access your camera and I think your microphone, and just accept it, allow it, and then you'll come backstage and I'll see you, and then I'll let you come on stage. Okay. It can be complicated, but then it can be easy. But just click on that link and you'll understand once you start coming in. I don't know which page you're on. I'm broadcasting on 3 right now, and it should have posted it to all 3 of them. Let's see. This is television. Okay, you're on the television channel. Let's reload. Okay. Yeah, just click on that blue StreamYard.com. Click on it. Yeah, we are live on Truckers Television channel on YouTube and Facebook, and we are also broadcasted on Truckers TV on Facebook. Anybody that wants to come on stage, just follow the link in. You're welcome to be here. I used to like Worcestershire sauce on my steaks and pork chops, and I don't like it anymore either. We used to marinate the meat overnight in that, and just no, I don't like it anymore. It's not working. Are you using Chrome? They want you to use Chrome browser to come into StreamYard. That might be, if you're using another type browser, If you're using that stupid old Internet Explorer, it won't let you in. And that's not my doings. That's StreamYard. But try it again, and if not, go to Truckers TV. Let me let me see something here. No, come on now. Don't be goofy. Don't be goofy. Let me oh, come on. Let's see here. Let's see here. We'll try something here. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. I think I just sent you a link. Yeah, that's you. I just sent you a link in Messenger. Click on that link. See if that'll help you come in. That's directly for me. But yeah, anybody has problems coming on, just let me know and I'll try to help you out. I don't know if you're using an iPhone. iPhone is a lot more complicated than Android or laptop or desktop. iPhones are really contrary. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I don't have anywhere to go. I keep looking to see if Brookshire's is going to have their Thanksgiving meal again this year, and nothing's been posted yet about it. I could go to that one cafe that I went to last year, but I just for what they charged you, I wasn't impressed with it, so I won't waste my money there. Yeah, I don't have nowhere to go. My brother's kids, they've started going to their mothers on Thanksgiving, so I'll be damned if I'm going over there. Brother, he goes to. There's a family that he goes to on Thanksgiving too. Okay, yeah, do that and see if that helps. And the boy, he'll be going to his mother-in-law's, so we're all good. If it comes down to it, he'll bring me a big old plate full of food from his mother-in-law's. Go to White Castle for Thanksgiving. That's almost as bad as me going to Chinese for Thanksgiving or Christmas. I cooked a Christmas dinner and we ate it. And that night we ended up going to Chinese. I kid you not. Wasn't nothing wrong with my Christmas dinner. Don't get me wrong, it's freaking good. It was just we had ate so much we didn't want no more Christmas, so we went and ate Chinese. Yes, we did. Rebecca, I'm sorry, but I'm not a big fan of White Castle. It had been many, many years. I'm not kidding. Look, they used to have one in Benton, and I remember we were kids and we had to go somewhere to pick up a horse, and we stopped in Benton at that White Castle, and Mom went in and got some of them little crystals, and so that is how long it had been since I'd ate one. Well, one of the trips we were in Memphis, it's been probably 10 or 12 years ago. We stopped at one in Memphis, and I got two of them, two of the crystals without cheese on them. I'm not a cheese fan. And I took one bite of it, and I did not like it, not one bit. It's kind of like Church's chicken. Church's chicken, I'd never ate at one, never in my life. We used to have four of them in Hot Springs, but I'd always choose Kentucky Fried over Church's. I wasn't going to change. One of the trips to Memphis, they have several in Memphis of the Church's. So we stopped there one time because she kept saying, I want to eat at Church's. I want to eat at Church's. I said, all right. So I got a wing meal, wings, and I think it's wings and fries or potato wedges, whatever they call them. And I wasn't impressed with it. I didn't like it. I ate as much as I could, but it wasn't no Popeyes. I guarantee you that. Is it really always open? Well, even Walmart now closes for Christmas, and I think they're doing it for Thanksgiving too. Oh, well, good for you, Deborah. We've got one of them here. I've never been to it. Unfortunately, they don't deliver to me. What was it? Earlier this year, they were running a special here on their hams, and it was if I ate more than I do, it would have been worth it to me. I'm not a fan of the sweet hams, but it'd have been worth it to me to go ahead and buy one and cut it in quarters, put it in freezer bags, and freeze it. I, you know what, Rebecca? The only lo mein I've ever ate was what is that called? And I don't know. I don't think it's a lo mein. No, it's a chicken chow mein. What is the brand name of that? La Choy. You can either get it without the hard noodles, or you can get it with the hard noodles. I've never had lo mein. I've questioned it before, but if I go to Chinese, I want the meat. Don't be putting that vegetable stuff in there. I love turkey. I'm going to tell you what. I used to not like it, but poultry products is I eat more than anything. That's the majority of my diet, either ham or turkey. Not ham. Ham ain't no poultry. Chicken or turkey. That's basically what I eat when it comes to protein. I'm a um, you know what the Hungry Man TV dinners are? You know what them are? You've seen them, right? Well, they got this one particular model that has, I think it's called Backyard Grill. It has a so-called turkey breast in it, or chicken breast, in some kind of meat patty. It's supposed to be a meat product, but I'm sure it's not. Anyway, they have both of them in the meal, and it comes with corn and potatoes, mashed potatoes, and a brownie. So that's what I've been getting lately. It's perfect size. It ain't very big at all, but it's enough for me. Takes 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes to cook the brownie. Take it out, throw it back in there, and cook another 3.5 minutes, and you're done. You got your so-called backyard grill. I sit here and eat the brownie while the it's finishing up its cooking in the microwave. You know, you got to eat that. You got to eat your dessert before your meal. That's just law. My grandma taught me that. You don't want to sit there and get full on the main course and not have room for your dessert. Got to eat the dessert first. That's wise teaching from my grandma. Yeah, it's probably the same thing as the chow mein, other than the noodles on the chow mein are hard, crunchy. You know what I'm talking about? And the lo mein are soft noodles. Yeah, I know. I know what it is. I've just never eaten it. I not when okay when I go to Chinese, whether it's buffet or you got to order to get your meal. We had two different ones. I love their food, but majority of the time we'd eat the buffet. And yeah, they had all them noodles and all that stuff on the trays, racks, whatever you want to call them. And but I never would eat it. If I went to buffet, by God, I'm going to get me 3 plates of some kind of meat, and that's just the way it was. I know she was. That's she. Gosh, I miss that lady so bad. She taught me a lot through my young life. When I was young, growing up, she taught me life, taught me how to take care of myself. When I was growing up, my mother and grandma was the reason I learned how to cook, how to sew, how to iron, do laundry. If I didn't know that growing up, I'd have been up shit creek. I'd have had to learn it as an old man. But no, hell, I could sew before I even got into high school. My mom taught me that. And no, not with a sewing machine. It was hand sewing. And yeah, they were very instrumental. Yeah, my mom and my grandma was a big influence of how I grew up. My mom always says, I ain't going to have my son grow up without knowing how to take care of himself. She didn't want me to depend on any woman. She wanted me to be able to depend on myself. And that's why I am. Now, granted, I don't cook no more. I throw meat in a pan and put it in my oven. And that's my real cooking right there. Ain't no frying anything no more. I don't fry it. Once I learned the life of broiling and baking, then I didn't need to fry anymore. Yeah, it don't taste as good, but I can get it to where it tastes good enough to eat. French fries, I don't I don't know how to say it. I can still eat a baked potato and enjoy it because I just put pepper and butter. You can't go wrong with pepper and butter. But as far as French fries, tater tots, tater wedges, all that stuff, I just don't like it no more. Um, I like green beans still, and I know Patty P don't like green beans, but I still like them. Corn, asparagus. I used to like Marzette or something like that. Greens. I had a can months back, and I couldn't eat. I ended up throwing it out of the house. I didn't want it stinking up the house. Yeah, brother, she taught him a lot, but I learned a lot more than he did because I wanted to make sure I could survive on my own. My brother is too dependent. He's got to have a female with him, and it's not for the that kind of stuff. He's got to have the companionship. And don't get me wrong, this is how I get my female interaction is by doing these chats because you can see here there ain't no men talking to me, mostly women, and this is how I deal with that. And yeah, it gets lonely. Don't get me wrong, but we're at my age. I'm so set in the way I am, how I live. I don't want to have to depend on changing my life and adapting to a female. I'd love to have friendships, but as far as anything else, I can't change who and how I am, and I don't want to have somebody thinking that I can change the way I am, and it just won't happen. Oh my goodness! Oh, just a second. Okay, did you miss me? Did you miss me? Dang, Dennis, you getting all kinds of reactions and comments. Okay, we good there. We gone. We gone. I'd Mr. Bob David Foley. I got to talk to him for a few minutes, live and in person. I finally got to see him, talk to him. That's awesome. I wondered who in the world's calling me at nearly 11 o'clock. And I don't remember what ringers on what phone. And I got till December 1st on this one AT&T phone. And I'm going to tell you what, that Straight Talk is working so much better. I get better reception with it in the house, all the way to Sonic, under Sonic's canopies there. Shoot, ain't no problem. AT&T, I couldn't use. I had to pull out, back out of the stall, out from underneath the canopy at Sonic, just to place my order. And that's a bunch of crap. Don't matter where you at, as long as you're under that canopy, you ain't gonna get that reception to use their app. Let me get up on these comments. My mother was the same way with this one. Especially with brother, yeah. Well, that back in our day, that's the way it used to be. I say that, but my dad, when mom passed away, he was blind as can be. He didn't know what to do. Brother and I had to teach him how to cook, how to take care of his business, and all that stuff. All right, let me trying to make out this comment Rebecca made. I am not a fan of FF. After the first three, I can get cold too fast. We talk about something. I guess I'm still in shock. Bob calling me. They left town for a couple of days just to get out of town. I don't blame him. Him and his better half finally got to meet her too. That's awesome. Awesome. And Deborah's, me either. I agree. What were we discussing, guys? It had to do with food, I'm sure. Oh, fast food. I bet that's what it is. I am not a fan of fast food. I bet you that's what it is, isn't it, Rebecca? I'm not a big fan of it myself. No more. Actually, no less either. I'm going to tell you what. The new store we got down there by the bypass, they have three things that I really like. That's all I've ever tried from there. So I don't know. They may have everything I like. Their pizza, it's a Hunt's Brother. I love Hunt Brother pizzas. They have good chicken livers. I mean, they're out of this world. They have a really good seasoning to them, and I really like them. Then their tater logs. Oh, French fries. Oh, yeah, that's right. No, I'm not. I used to be a freak for French fries, but not no more. They're just not the same. I've reached that time of life that foods don't taste good. I always blamed it on my medication. You know what I'm talking about with these diabetes pills. You lose your appetite. Food don't taste good no more. You know, I went through this ordeal that every time I try to eat any kind of food, I'd end up getting dry heaves, and it got really bad. And Well, once I got the shot, started it, then it didn't get better. It took a long time, but I do have appetites now. I do crave food now, and I'm able to eat without, you know, wanting to throw up. But French fries is one thing I'm just not a big fan of anymore. I still cook a few of them when I do my steak. If I don't have a real potato, then I'll throw a few fries in the pan with the steak in it and cook them in that broiler. And I've tried all kinds of fries, brand names, generic names, what, all seasoned fries, tater tots, seasoned tater tots. I've never tried a sweet potato French fry or tater tot because one thing, sweet potatoes are meant to be cooked with brown sugar and cinnamon, not not frying it. That's inhumane. Why run a good potato? And I know if someone come back and says you ought to try them, they're good. I'm going to say no, they're not. Quit lying to yourself. You know good and well you'd rather eat a sweet potato with bunch of brown sugar and cinnamon and butter and marshmallows and all that stuff on them. You know good and well that's why you want it. You just lied to yourself. I know it. Your sweet potato pies. Oh, I could go to town on a sweet potato pie. I don't like pumpkin. I hate pumpkin, but I love sweet potato pie. Hmm. Yeah, I guess everybody done went to bed on me, Deborah. What do you think? Yeah, I've been catching headlines of a lot of issues that's going on in the government right now. I don't know anything about them. I don't hardly ever open up any articles to read them. I just see them. I just scroll past most everything I come across. So I know there's a lot happening. Seen somewhere that a governor could have been in Chicago turned loose a bunch of people. You betcha. That's the way I like it right there. A bunch of people that were detained by ICE. Some judge ruled against ICE over that stuff, and I these people got to get their heads out their tail ends because one thing is, if they'd rather have the illegal aliens, and that's what they are, I don't care that term used nowadays, undocumented, they're illegal. There ain't no other way to put it. If you want to come to America, do it the legal way, Come through the checkpoints and register, get all that done. Do it the legal way. If you can't do that, then you don't need to be in our country. Plain and simple. I've known a lot of people through my life that has done it the legal way. I had a cousin that was married to a German. He was born and raised and grew up in Germany. I don't remember which part of Germany, but he come to the United States, and while he was in Germany, he became a, a baker. He was pastries and cakes and things like that. He actually went to school. Back when he was young, at that age, you had two. You could either do two things in your life. Number one, you could go to college, or you join the military. He joined the college, so he become a bakery chef, or what do you want to call it. Once he got through his college, he moved to Mississippi. He met my cousin. They got married. They got settled down. He was working in a bakery, and at a point in his life, the owner of the bakery had decided he wanted to retire, so he gave Reiner was his name. Gave Reiner the opportunity to buy the bakery, and sure enough, he got it. And he run that bakery forever. He finally retired, but he was good. He knew what he was doing, and that's what he did. He came from Germany, come to the United States, registered, and did all he had to become legalized. Then he met my cousin, and they dated, got married. They had 3 kids. Made a good life out of being a bakery owner. They're sending ICE agents all over the United States. They're everywhere. We got them here in Arkansas. We got them in Hot Springs. I guarantee there's a lot of woods out here. There may be some living in my woods right now. I don't know. Back when I worked for my first father-in-law, there was a store that I always stopped at to get gas and chicken. I'd be driving. My mother-in-law lived behind the store, go down the road behind the store, and they had a house back there. And I'd be going down to her house to either pick up the wife or whatever, going to her house. And there's no telling how many days I'd see Mexican people walking on this road. They had built little towns in the Weyerhaeuser clear cut. I guess you'd call them shanties or shacks or whatever. And that's where they were living, is out in them clear cuts. And they were always walking back and forth to the store. And one day, come up on a couple of them walking down the road, and they had a big old box of chicken. And I knew it was chicken because they was losing them out of the bottom of the box. They had no clue that it's dropping chicken on the road. They probably, by the time they got home, because, first thing they'd always do, they'd get off of work, go to this store, get a couple of quarts of beer. They love beer. And by the time they left the store, they'd be pretty well lit. And they probably didn't even know he had the box under his arm. By the time it was all said and done, he'd get home and say, "Why am I carrying this empty box?" But I laughed at them guys. Didn't have a care in the world carrying that chicken. Come falling out of the bottom of the box. They had really good chicken from that gas station. Yeah, they did. Had good breakfast sandwiches too. They had some kind of ham. I'd get that ham and egg croissant. I think it was. It might have been a biscuit. Anyway, they had really good. And then the other store used to be at the Junction. They had steak and egg biscuits that I really liked. That little chicken fried steak had the best seasoning on the breading. Good and peppery. Man, it was so freaking good. Yeah, I have been I've been coming across a lot of articles that's been on Facebook, video headlines, talking about this and that, and hopefully it don't get out of hand. because I know, and most everybody knows, that the left side is trying their best to destroy and bring down the country again. But hopefully, everyone can see the destruction that they're causing and start making a stand to try to correct that problem, because we just can't get back in the situation we were and uh, get it back the way it was, because it's just not good for the citizens, the country, anything, trade. None of that can withstand another round of that mess. And I'm 110% behind President Trump and his cabinet of administrators, what they're doing and trying to accomplish, because they have no, what do you call it? They're looking out for the best for the country, not for themselves. That's all they're doing. They have families themselves. They're trying to protect and take care of their families as well as us. That's what I see, and that's what I believe they're doing. And the left side just can't, they cannot stand when the country is recovering and getting into a position of greatness again, the world power that we are. They just can't stand it. And so until Trump gets it back to the way it should be, then we're always going to be fighting with that side. And I hate to say it, if people don't agree with me, that's their own right to disagree or air out their differences. That's what we face when we do this social media mess. And I'm sure it'll happen. We'll get some negativity come on here afterwards. And that's the thing about these people. They wait till they're pre-recorded. They don't ever come on a live video and protest or give their 2 cents worth. They always want to be the person that comes in when it's over and cause their problems, which is fine. All they're doing is creating content for us, that's all that we want. Yeah, that's all we want is just content, good or bad, reactions to the video, whatever. It don't matter. What have we got? Hope we got in here still. Oh my goodness. We still got one on YouTube. Hey YouTube, come on in here and say howdy. Howdy. I might be the only one on Truckers Television still. I got all three open up tonight. But the sad part about it is, if things don't work out where President Trump gets his second term, legally second term, on paper is third, then unless J.D. Vance gets elected as president, it's just going to go shit pot again. That's the sad part about that business. Yeah. I figure the one that's registering is me, the one person on the other two channels. Yeah. But I guess everybody going to bed. It's already midnight for a lot of you guys. Holy crap. My youngest nephew is over there thumping. He's playing video games. I asked brother about that. I said, does that ever bother you? He said, oh, sometimes it does. I said, I know you can hear it. You're right next door to him. I'm up in the woods and I can hear it. So I know you're hearing it. But once I get my eyes closed, I don't hear nothing. I'm out till the next day, or I hear somebody beating on the side of the house. I try to go to sleep early and it just doesn't happen. I end up staying up till midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. At that time, I just say, oh, well, I'll just stay up. Too close to the morning time, I'll go make me a couple cups of coffee and sit here at the desk, watch videos, and drink coffee. Watch the sunrise. Thinking, I wish I could sleep. Next thing I know, about 9 or 10 o'clock, I'm raising my head up. I done fell asleep in my chair. Look at the clock, it's 30 minutes. So, oldest nephew, I don't know where he's got the Blazer. I guess he's got it in the shop. He was going to take it and have the front end aligned on it. I didn't realize he'd have to leave it to have that done. He's still using brother's car. I told brother he can use my car if he needed it. Maybe that way I'll keep the battery good and charged. I'll tell him, well, fill it up when you're done. Make sure you check the tires, get the oil and filter change. He'd do it if I asked him. I wouldn't do him that way. If he wanted to borrow it, he is welcome to it. I'm just that kind of guy. Y'all ready to go to bed? I can see you're sheepy. I'll show you that you're sheepy. Yeah. Little baby boy, he's ready to go to bed. He's looking at me with them sleepy eyes, going, oh, man. Bubba's already in the bedroom, isn't he? Yeah. Well, if anyone doesn't have anything else to talk about, I'm talked out. I heard a siren earlier after I got home and ate. I had everything turned off. It was freaking quiet. I heard a siren. Sounded like it's a couple of houses down. Oh, yeah. Jordan's in his chair and Fortune's laying right here next to me. I'm ready to go bed. We're going here in a little bit. We'll go in just a few minutes, okay? We're good. Ben, I guess he's in the bedroom. I don't see him anywhere. Ben's taking over Fortune's pizza box. They kind of got in a disagreement the other night. I heard something on the bar and looked over, and they were bowed up with each other. Ben trying to get the box away from Fortune. So I put a stop to that because that's been Fortune's box ever since I put it there. Now that Ben has saw how comfortable it was, he wanted it. And I wasn't going to allow it. Ain't that right? It's your box. I wish I was. I'm at this old hard, might as well call it rock desk chair. Jordan still got his box on the freezer. They don't like pizza, but they sure like that pizza box. Many hours slept on it. They are many hours have they slept on it. Better say it properly or close. Yeah. Just a second. That was a short one. Okay. 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 Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, we're good there. All right. Back to this thing. Yeah, I gotta go get my recliner. I just don't like that recliner as well as my old one. The one I got in that other bedroom that I've had, and this is one I have now. It's a Lazy Boy. That thing is just not as comfortable as the Lazy Boy I have in my old bedroom. And if it wasn't so much trouble, I'd swap them out. But that's too much trouble. And the blue recliner that I used before the one I got now, it's not comfortable at all. That thing, I was glad I had it because it helped, but just not as it wasn't comfortable. It's got padding out the tail end, that's the thing I was impressed with it, but it's not comfortable padding in it. It's just not set right. You could tell it's a cheaper brand. Probably an Ashley. Ashley's furniture sucks. I had so much trouble with Ashley. Only reason why I bought it is because I could buy it. The company I was buying it from here in town. I don't care who you are. If you got a place to stick their furniture, they're gonna finance it for you. That's just the way they are. So you get what you pay for. I'll put it that way. I've had couches, the love seats, double. recliner love seats, recliners, beds. I've got bed frames I can't even get rid of. I guess I'll go out when it rains and set them on fire to get rid of this stupid son of a bitches. Salvation Army, Goodwill, all them things, they don't even want it. But as far as recliners, my best choice in recliners is a Lazy Boy. I like Lazy Boy. We went to Big Lots one year and bought recliners, and I don't know what brand they were, but they wasn't. They didn't last long. No, they wasn't that good. It got to the point with Ashley recliners. Every year at tax time, that's what we bought was new recliners because that's how quick they wore out. Yeah, they wouldn't last long. And I still hadn't heard anything about my bed. I got everything started on it working and hadn't heard back from them. Of course, it's only been a week. The place I'm supposed to get it from, they sent stuff to the doctor's office, what the doctor was wanting. And so, whenever that doctor responds and puts orders in, I don't know when that's going to happen. But we'll see when it happens. I'm going to have two recliners, a bed in my bedroom. Holy crap. I got a desk chair, two recliners, a dresser, two bookcases. Right now, I'm going to have a bed to add to it. I don't know where I'm going to put it. The recliner I'm using right now, I guess I'll just put it on the same wall as the desk chair and recliner is right now. I don't ever go back there unless I have to go somewhere and I take out a nice shirt and a pair of long-legged breeches out of the closet. Yeah, and this is mobile home. That's how much room I got in here. It ain't little. I'm begging. But I sure thought Dennis would come on here tonight. I don't know. I guess he was busy, which is fine. It's all good. Him or Andrew, one of the two. And Bob Foley, he was trying. It'd been good to have him on stage, but I understand. He tried. That's who called me twice. Last time it was a oops. He was trying to clear his screen off and push the recall and call me back, which is fine. It's all good. I'm up anyway, right? But I finally get to see him and talk to him and saw his better half. That's always good to see who's sitting there listening to me. I was glad to meet them. Seen their dog. Had to show me the doggy. But he been busy. They've booked a lot of concerts there in Green Bay, and he been busy. But he's in a way he is what I expected. But yeah, he is. He seemed to be a good guy. So, Bob, if you're back there listening to me, thank you, sir, for trying to come on with me and contacting me. And you're finally getting to meet you. I know it's not in person, but it's as close as in person as we can get. I appreciate that very much. I see a lot of people make comments and and just in the background that we never comment back and forth to. And when you like me, I don't know if Dennis and anybody else that's on these streams that when people make comments, you check them out. Who am I talking to? Who are these people that are making comments, right? So I'll go to your personal wall, and if it's not private, even if it's not private, I can still see profile pictures. And there's a couple that they'll post on the photos, and half the time I can see who I'm communicating with. So it makes it more personal when I comment to you. It's not like I'm up in the dark. I don't know who it is or anything. So I can look at your profile. I can look at your photos, see what you're interested in, things like that. That's how I try to do this. I don't want to sit here and be strangers. I want to be able to when I talk to well, like Deborah. When I talk to Deborah, I want to know who Deborah is. Uh, Rebecca, Diane is another one. I've seen Diane. I've talked to her on stage. That woman's crazy. Don't let her fool you. She's crazy. In a good way though. Don't get me wrong. She's not a troublemaker. She let me put it this way. She's a fun person. But I have to bite my tongue because a lot of times I want to call her grandma. And I know if I ever called her grandma, she'd be all over me. But I just do that. It's a habit. Even on other people's streams, I do that. Who are these people? What type of person are they? And Bob, I had a picture in my mind how Bob was and all. And yeah, because he's in the music industry and all of this. So I kind of pictured in my mind how Bob was. And for the best part, he was who I thought he would be. And he's a good guy. Yeah, he seems like he's a really good guy. He's always fun. He comes in when he can in the comments and stuff on not just my streams, but other people's streams too. And Deborah, you do the same. You're a committed follower, I guess you'd call it. You always try to be on the streams and stuff, and I appreciate that. Dennis does too. We might not say it enough, but you don't know how much you and Deborah and all the others, you ladies, don't appreciate or realize how much we appreciate you. And if we could, we would be giving you special things because you are a committed follower. And that's one thing we just won't ever do is ask you for anything other than your eyes, you being here. That's all we ask for. You won't hear from me. I'll never ask you for money. I'll never ask for that or stars. That's just one thing I don't believe in. Yeah, I appreciate it, Deborah. Just if it wasn't for you guys, it wouldn't be worth doing what I do. Yeah, it really wouldn't. I enjoy it. I have a good time. We have fun. We talk about I don't care what it is. It's not just one thing. It's anything. Most time it gets put into food, but I'm sorry, that's my hobby, food. It really is. If I'm not eating, I'm looking at it. I can't tell you how many times in the day I go to Walmart and sit here and look at stinking food. Cody, the other day I was talking to Cody and I said, give me some ideas about some food because I don't know. I look at it numerous times in a day thinking, what can I buy and eat? And the one thing that always comes to my mind, I don't care what, I can be sitting there looking at apple pies or donuts. And the first thing that pops in my mind is a BLT. That's the one thing I want. But I know good and well I buy the ingredients to make a BLT. I'll waste a half a tomato, a whole head of lettuce, a loaf of bread, because I'll make it one time and that's it. Pancakes. Holy crap, pancakes. You cannot get any easier the way you can make them today. I am not kidding you. I have frozen pancakes in my freezer. I have cooked sausage patties in my freezer. Take them out. A minute. You got pancakes and sausage made. Do I do it? Nope. I sit here thinking, well, I got to eat something to take this stupid medicine with. So there you have it. I just settle for what's easiest. I physically can't stand at a stove no more. I cannot do it. When I cook my meat or whatever in the oven, I'm able to put it in there, come back, sit down, and then wait 10 minutes and go in there and check it, turn it over if I have to, put it back in, come back out here for 5 to 10 minutes longer, get up, take it out, and eat it. I got this stool that I bought. Boy went and picked it up for me. I bought it. He put it together, brought it to the house. It's in my way. I don't need it in the kitchen. It's in my way. So once I get that middle room cleaned out, that'll be the only chair in that middle room. And it's a stool. I just don't cook. And unfortunately, I do not like pre-cooked foods. I've tried them. There's a company here in town that boy turned me on to because I used to get them all the time. You could buy a week's worth of meals, bring it home, put it in the freezer, take it out, put it in the microwave. I tried that. They suck. It's like pulling out TV dinners. You know how food tastes once you cook it, put it in the freezer, and pull it back out and heat it up. It is not good. That's my opinion of it. That's why I quit buying all them different kinds of TV dinners and all them, what do you call them, Asian steam bowls that you buy, Healthy Choice and Lean Cuisine meals. It is not the same. They suck. I hadn't had food out. I guess it's been what, 2 months? A month. I called Cody up. Can you stop and get me some chicken livers? That's the last thing I've had out. And all this crap that comes out of Walmart's deli, I The mere thought of it is making me want to upchuck right now. I am not kidding you. I'm so sick of it. Ugh. Although I got egg rolls on there. I guess I'll order that stuff tomorrow. So what I'll figure I'll do is I'll eat one of them footlongs tomorrow and then put the other in the freezer. That way I'll have it next week. Because I got chicken salad on my list. What else was it? I can't believe I'd rather eat chicken salad over tuna salad. I cannot believe that. I'd have never thought that in my lifetime. I don't like tuna fish no more. I like chicken salad. What else did I get on my list? Oh, more chili. Hormel chili with beans. That's my go-to. I eat more chili than I eat anything. I got to keep it in the house. Oh, burritos, frozen burritos. I kind of like them. Beef and bean with chilies. Yeah, I kind of like them. I eat a lot of them too. At one point, last week, I was thinking, well, I wonder how I'd have put a can of chili over my burritos. I bet that'd be real good. But I thought, no, that's two meals in one. I don't want to do that. So I didn't do it. You'd think a person would get hungry sitting talking about food, don't you? Not me. No, not me. I don't get hungry. What was something? Something. He's still a pounding over there. They still getting after it over there, playing them their video games. Did you really? I don't know that I've had white chicken chili. Now I've had green chili, or at least that's what my aunt called it. She took them Hatch chilies and she would cook she would cook it in a roast. She'd always get a roast, and she always made me a batch of it every now and then during the wintertime because she knew how much I liked it. But yeah, she would cook me green chilies, what she always called it. But it had the Hatch chilies, a roast, some onion, and her seasoning. I'm going to tell you what, that was fit to eat. That was really good. All right, Deborah, you have a good rest of the evening, night, and we'll talk to you again. Thank you very much. I appreciate you so much. And we'll catch you again, okay? Take care of yourself. Did you make that white chili yourself, Patty? Really? White rice? Huh? That's nothing new to me. I've heard of it, never had it. Then again, see that to me that would be two meals. I would have white rice as a meal by itself, and then have chili the next night. I would never think to put them together. Yeah, I wouldn't put them together. Okay, how many of you guys eat macaroni and cheese? And the question I'm leading up to, do you have macaroni and cheese as a meal or do you have it as a side dish? When when mom would make macaroni and cheese, she would always fry pork chops. And that would be a side dish. And when I became an older adult, I started seeing people eat macaroni and cheese as a meal. And I just never heard of that. Sugar and butter. Sugar and butter. That's a meal. Now, getting Chinese when we went to this one restaurant. Even I went there even after I was divorced because I love their food. And if I had to go to town and I happened to be on that side of town, I'd make it a point to go there to get me 3 meals. And I would I wouldn't eat a whole container. You know, they had the Chinese containers of white rice, and I'd take a half a container and mix it with my meal, my pepper steak or my beef and broccoli, and I'd eat it with the meal. I'd mix it all up in the juice and stuff. And 99% of the time, the other half of the box would go in the garbage. But as far as putting anything else on rice, I was never around anyone that did that. So I didn't know. But the macaroni and cheese is one thing I was fascinated by. People would talk about, we're making macaroni and cheese for supper tonight. And I'd always ask, what are you having with it? Oh, nothing. That's my meal. Well, where's the fried chicken, or where's the barbecue chicken? Where's the pork chops? You don't eat meat with that? No, just macaroni and cheese. I'm going, huh, fascinating. I just never heard about it. Stewed tomatoes and macaroni and cheese. Did you mix it together? Because you know what mom did a lot of times when I was older, teenager. One night she would make 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese. Then the next night she would make a macaroni and salad with what was left. And that's when I liked macaroni and cheese, is when she made a salad out of it. Because she always would put Miracle Whip, onions, pickles, all of that stuff she had put in that macaroni and cheese, and that changed everything. And to this day, every time I get macaroni and cheese or macaroni salad from anywhere, I'm hoping it'll taste like mom's did, and it never does. I bought macaroni salad from Walmart before a couple of times, and when I got it home before I ate it, I mixed a little Miracle Whip in it. It's just not the same. Not the same. And I've tried, when I was back cooking, I've tried to take macaroni and cheese and make a salad out of it. It's just, like I said, my mom, you couldn't beat her cooking. No comparison. And she was a northern girl. My daddy was in the army, met her while he was in the army up north. Brought her ass down here to Arkansas when they got married. So she had to learn how to cook Southern style. All she was boiling and baking and all of that stuff. That ain't the way it works down here. If you're going to bake, it's going to be biscuits or cornbread. Only thing you're going to be boiling here is hot water for something. And you ain't going to cook no meat in it. Poaching stuff. Jeez. I can't say I don't like it. I've never tried it. I know a lot of people will poach chicken to make their chicken and dumplings or chicken salad, things like that. I know that chicken, but as far as any other meats, I don't know that you could. Never seen it done. They have that kind of cooking where they put it in they'll seal a certain type of meat, whether it's beef or pork or chicken even. They'll put it in a bag and seal it, airtight seals. Then they have this machine that they put it in that keeps the water temperature at a certain temperature, and they'll cook it that way. They have a name for that, but I don't know what it is. I ain't that smart. I don't have nothing like that. I wouldn't want to buy it just to try it because no telling what they cost to try one time and be put under the counter somewhere. Took me many years to say that I am fry free, house fry free house, because I don't fry nothing, not a stinking thing. And now that I learned I can put my stovetop in the microwave to cook it, the game has changed. It has changed. That was the last thing I was cooking on the stovetop. Was stovetop. It's good in the microwave as it was on the stovetop. Wasn't a bit of difference in it. Hey, Alan, how you doing? I'm doing good. Just sitting around chilling and chatting. It's still 66 degrees here. 66 degrees. There was a few people that saying they were getting down into teens. Holy crap! It's a little bit too early for that. A little bit early, isn't it? Oh my gosh, tacos! Oh gosh, you're lucky, Alan. No, gosh darn it! If I wasn't such a tightwad, I'd order DoorDash. Get a box of tacos brought to the house. It's still cheaper to use DoorDash than it is my boy. Yeah, rather expensive delivery fees on my boy's delivery fees. I'm telling you right now, tacos is one of the top. Alan, right now it is because I haven't had it, and I really want it. And this is the stupid thing about this. We have, what is it? 3 Mexican restaurants that I can go to. One has curbside, the other has drive-through, the other is you have to go in to get. Well, all 3 of them is not good. No, I'm not gonna waste my time. I've had them. I don't like them, and I won't go back to get them. So I sat here and just crave tacos every day of my life, every minute of my life. Tacos, tacos. And the sad part about it is, it's Taco Bell that I crave. Yeah, Taco Bell. I've never had issues. People say if you want the crafts, eat at Taco Bell. I've never had that problem. I love Taco Bell. But see, I've got 2 Sonic chili footlongs right now in the fridge that I got this afternoon. And so that's going to take me through the weekend. And I got to make my grocery order probably tomorrow for Sunday delivery. And I got egg rolls for Sunday. That's my Sunday meal, egg rolls. And chicken salad. So that'll take me through Monday. So after Monday, I'll have to start deciding. I'll end up probably settling for burritos or frozen burritos or can of chili. My gut, there's no telling what its shape it's in from all the crap I eat. Every once in a while, I hear a faint voice in the background saying, "You need to start eating vegetables. You need to start eating vegetables." Well, a taco has vegetables on it, right? The last time I checked, them frozen burritos has onion made in them, so that's a vegetable. Uh, Egg rolls, that has vegetable in it. So I'm getting vegetables. It may not be the right ones, but I'm getting them. I have to be in the mood for the sour cream. That's not every trip for me. Sometimes I like sour cream, sometimes I don't. And let me tell you, when I get the burritos, I don't like sour cream because normally I get the box that has half tacos and half burritos, And so what I do is I eat the tacos first. And yeah, I eat every one of them, thinking I wish I would have got 3 more. That's how much I like tacos from Taco Bell. And I'll end up putting the burritos in the freezer, and I'll take 1 or 2 out at a time, and I'll heat them up in the microwave. Well, that sour cream is not good heated up in the microwave. So that's why I don't get sour cream on them. That's how I work Taco Bell. What is it? 4 tacos and 4 burritos, I think it is. Yeah, I know it's not original or whatever Taco Bell, but they have seasoning. That's one thing I like about it. Yeah, they're seasoned good. You can actually taste it. You're not having to depend on putting more seasoning on it. I ended up buying a one of them shakers of El Paso taco seasoning just to add seasoning to certain Mexican food. And when you go to Taco Bell, this is what I do. I used to do. I hadn't done it in years. I would make sure I had extra mild sauce because I like to eat breakfast burritos with that sauce. I used to do it to McDonald's, but not McDonald's is real stingy now. You have to get out of your car and beg on your hands and knees just to get one little packet of salsa. So I said, screw you. But I do Sonic that way, but Taco Bell was one I always got. And I had a half a drawer in my refrigerator of nothing but Taco Bell mild sauce. I love that stuff. Put it on frozen burritos or on, like I said, my breakfast burritos, my scrambled eggs. Well, it's been 2 years since I've been to Taco Bell. And the last time not the last time, the time before the last time, that woman at the window, she was not nice at all. She was real snotty to me. She didn't want to be there. She just had to be there to get money. Yeah, she didn't enjoy her job at all. And that's just about anywhere anymore. They're not friendly, polite. They're just there for the money. They don't care about nothing else, and they're unsatisfied because they don't get the money they think they should. Well, hey, if I'm sitting around doing nothing when I was able to work, I'd be appreciating that little bit of money. Yeah, unfortunately, I do smoke. I still got that demon in me. At least it's not booze. Yeah, it's not booze. It's just cigarettes. Plus, I dip too. I dipped kayak. The only time I smoke is right here at the desk. When I'm in the bedroom, that's a smoke free bedroom. Ha ha. But no, I don't smoke in the bedroom. There's times I'll be back in my recliner in the bedroom and I get to smelling this smoke, cigarette smoke, and oh my gosh. This if it tasted as bad as it smelt, that would probably help me not smoke. Good grief. The way there's five others besides you, Alan. Everybody has checked out. Most everybody has gone to bed, I guess, or found better things to watch. I'm out of sweets in the house. I am totally sweet free right now. That's why I got to get my groceries, restock on my snacks. I'm gonna tell you what. People can say what they want to say about Ozempic, but I'm going to tell you what, that is one drug that has helped me in more ways than most people can realize. I was having issues with spikes with my glucose, right? Because of my diet. And it wouldn't be 30 minutes and it just go skyrocket. Well, since I've been taking these shots, I don't have the spikes. My sugar does not raise. I hadn't taken pills in 2 years now, over 2 years. Let's see, working on the third year. Starting the third year next month. So I don't take pills no more. It's once a week, and I don't have the problems I had. It don't get high. It stays below 110 every time I check it. Usually in the mornings, it's down in the upper 80s to lower 90s. And I was never able to keep it that way because overnight, usually when it would go up. I don't know why, but it did. But it's like I said, it doesn't do it anymore, and that's because of this Ozempic. And there for a little while, I was afraid I was not going to be able to get it. The company I was getting it from wrote me a letter, said they weren't able to fulfill it anymore, so I was going to have to start paying for it. And my insurance I had was still going to charge me $600 a shot or a pen. There's 4 shots in a pen. $600 for one pen. I couldn't afford that. I was just worried to death. And luckily, I found an insurance company with my Medicare that it's going to be $45 a month, but that's affordable. I can afford that. I couldn't afford $600 a month. And I did not want to go back on them pills. Them pills were killing me. It was a constant battle to get my A1C down, and like I said, I haven't had that problem. And no, I'm not supposed to be eating snacks. I'm supposed to be eating vegetables. Hey, if it's working, it's working. Don't pester me about it. You guys like Twix bars? Them cookie, chocolate caramel covered cookies, candy bars? I'm going to tell you what, I got hooked on the Great Value brand from Walmart. That's my to go to sweet when I got them. I will have one of them in the evening times before I go back to the bedroom. They're a whole lot cheaper than Twix brand, and I like them better too. It don't matter. I like either one of them. I can get 10 of them for $2 less than what, or $2 more than what one Twix bar cost. Isn't that crazy? That is flat out crazy. 10 of them for $2 more than what one Twix cost. That is just crazy. That goes to show you name brand stuff is just outrageously overpriced. I don't care. Their version of Snickers, it's okay, but I don't get it often. And I've tried the other ones. I don't care for them. On the Snicker version of Great Value, you might get one peanut. Every once in a while, you'll get two in there. Ain't no more peanuts than that. But it's all good. Well, guys, I think I'm going to call it an evening. I'm going to get shut down here at the Arkansas hillside and get to my recliner. I think that's what's on my mind right now. Turn the TV on, see what South Park should be on right now. Turn that on and watch it till I fall asleep. That's the plan. That's what I've been doing the last few weeks. I'd say I'll turn on one show 1 week every night to try to go to bed with, and then the next week have another program I'll watch every night. All right, Alan, you have a good night yourself. Thank you for jumping in here, saying howdy to me. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's always good to talk to you, sir. You're welcome back anytime. But everyone, thank you again. I appreciate you coming in here and watching and reacting to our videos and making your comments. And I appreciate it. Dennis appreciates it. You just keep up the good work. And I will catch you on the next one. Have a great weekend. Have a great morning. It's morning time. Well, most places. So still some. It's still in yesterday time. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. No, I don't think so. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how I'm feeling, how things are going. You know, I've got that big chili footlong that's about to poke me in the eye later today. It might fill me up so much I might have to resume the recliner position. But I'll catch you on the next one, okay, Alan? If not tomorrow, Sunday or Monday, okay? Just keep an ear out for me. All right, y'all have a great one. I'll talk to you on the other side.